Shalom ve'erev tov to Mr. Guma Aguiar.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I want to start with you on the journey to Russia. You went to see Mr. Gaidamak. Could you tell us why didn't it come out to something good that could work for Beitar?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question because I'm not really sure about all of the various things he's involved in, and so unfortunately, after meeting with him, I found out, the next few days, a bunch of articles came out, and I'm not sure, whether the articles are true or not true. You hear a lot of different things.
But what answers did you get from him?
Not many. Not related to the questions that people have, because at the end of the day, I think those are going to be handled by his lawyers.
Were the answers like Gaidamak answers, like you speak, and then he's looking at you and you don't exactly understand what's going on?
We had a few different meetings about. We didn't just discuss Beitar. So the Beitar discussions were pretty brief. Mm-hmm. We spoke about some other things, and it was nice to meet him and
Is he well?
wish him the best.
Is he well?
I think he's as well as he could be, considering he's under a lot of fire pressure from all different countries
and health-wise.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's ultimately stress affects people, and so how healthy can you possibly be when you wake up and read the newspaper and find out you're being sued for hundreds of millions of dollars?
Did you feel that he's happy that you are there, or did you feel that?
No, I think that Karan Fine and I had been planning for weeks to go meet with him, and I think that just out of respect, to sit down with him and hear from his perspective some of the various things that took place over the course of time. And of course, as you can imagine, they're very different than what you would hear from other people here. But I wasn't shocked.
But will you agree to stay only as a sponsor if things won't work out and you won't be able to be the owner of the team for, let's say, a few years even?
There's a lot of people who would like to try to figure out what my ultimate moves would be, and nobody will be able to outmaneuver Itzik and myself and the other people and the fans, really.
But what do you want?
I mean, ultimately, we want to win championships and we want to be competitive in the league, and we'll figure out a way to get that.
No, but the question is about yourself. Money-wise, you are now a sponsor.
Right.
If next year you cannot be the owner, are you going to stay? It's a yes or no question.
If I can't be the owner, I'll continue to sponsor it. I mean, we'll work a way to continue to deal with this as a philanthropic project, not as a money-making venue that somebody can attack.
Which is a goal that you would rather have.
Much rather. I mean, exactly. It's a better outcome for me.
Mm-hmm.
The question is if the fans of Beitar Jerusalem, the people who loves Beitar, can feel that they have now a new boss, a new father, someone who will take care of them for the few next year.
I mean, I'm not dealing with this just as as you normally would see somebody sponsor a team. Then I would just have put some money in and I would have walked away. But then I wouldn't be here with you guys. I'd be somewhere in the Mediterranean or something. I'm not going to the game tomorrow and trying to support the team and work on different ideas and things to be able to have this be around for a long time.
What kind of an owner or sponsor will you be? The kind that has patience if things won't work out on the field?
We forgot to ask him about money. Let's ask him about money.
How much money do you plan to invest in Beitar Jerusalem for, let's say, the next 5 years?
Amounts.
That's a good question.
Numbers.
That's
Numbers,
a good question.
Please, Mr. Gaidama. Excuse me, Miss.
See, the thing is that unlike the previous owner, I hope to learn from that, and I think that he would be happy that I would learn from that. There will be no upfront. Nobody's going to see a massive injection of capital in 1 year, 2 years. Mm-hmm. They'll see a 10-year plan, a 20-year plan.
What amounts are we talking about?
The amounts, the amount will be enough to get it started professionally. To have something around that will be built solidly. That will be here in 15 years, 20 years.
But if I understand what he's saying, he's not talking about going to the Champions League, not going to the highest levels, because if you want to go there, you got to spend.
Yeah, but why did nobody? I mean, I'm the type of person that I don't look at something like, if we don't win the league this year, everybody's going to lose. Because I'm not like that. I mean, whenever I, got involved with a team or with a sport, I never went to the top team and said, we got to win another championship. And it's much better to start from the ground up and see kids from the community, scoring the goals, see people from Israel involved in the various programs. And that to me can only be accomplished over time.
That's an important point that I hope that you are going to invest money in the under 18 teams of Jerusalem, not only in the first team, because if a team wants to be a good team, the players should come from the youth, not from outside players that you have to buy and pay them a lot of money.
And the worst nightmare for professionals is that's what I came from. I came from the farm groups. Nobody was paying me big amounts of money. So the worst thing for them...
We're taking out the violins.
No, but because professionals these days, I think, I'm not saying, in terms of everybody, but for the most part, they're making way too much money.
Now you are still the sponsor, correct? This year.
I'm the sponsor with an option to be able to buy the team.
This year. Who has the last word in Beitar? If there is something you have to talk to Itzik Kornfein. He says, I want this coach. You'll say, I want this coach. Who has the last word?
I would imagine that at the end of the day, if Itzik and I went into a room like the Pope, white smoke would come out. One of us we'd both come out and say, we both agree on this decision.
No, this wasn't my question.
We will agree on whatever the last word
because
is.
Itzik said on our radio show that this year he has the last word. And then you went up and you said, I have the last word. So we're puzzled.
Okay, so this year's over. We're in a new year. Chag Sameach to everybody. Rosh Hashanah, it's a new year. I think I'm the new owner, or the new person with the rights to be able to make those decisions.
So you have the last word.
But at the end of the day,
do we agree on that?
Yes, we do. And if somebody comes here and says they have the last word on this, I would be shocked.
Last question. Do you understand the word Dawin? You know what it means?
Hang on a second. I understand the word poza, but I do understand.
Okay.
Darwin came up with a concept called evolution. Charles Darwin.
Okay,
is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about poza.
Oh, okay. I didn't Charles Darwin. I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
Last question. Are you making here, a turn for the press, a poza, or is it your life being involved in football, in soccer, in basketball?
My whole life was sports. So unless I decide to, start studying in a base major somewhere in a basement, that would be different. If I started growing a big beard, payas and a hat and went into a basement and emerged 20 years from now, that would surprise people. For people to see me involved in sports, I've been pictures from when I was this big. I've always been involved in sports. So this is just the next step.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
Guma.
Correct to call him
good luck.
Guma Superstar, correct?
Guma Superstar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, I'm fighting against that word. Don't use it. I'm trying to prove to people that that's not true.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Really good
I appreciate it.
It was excellent.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, sure. And it was an honor for me because, for